set up correctly here. All right. And wait, no, I guess I can't. Oh, wait, can I? I'm constantly trying to fix this. All right. How are you guys doing today? Whew, wait, is this tightening? Yes? No? Wow. What's up, Uncle Charlie? I'm here trying to figure out this mother freaking thing here. Just apparently I just suck at it. Hold on. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. What's up, Miko? Oh, come on, tighten for me, please. Is this working? It's literally just it's not working. Well, this is embarrassing. How much did I pay for this thing? Well, I guess I'm gonna be holding the camera. That's fine then. That's fine. Thank you for coming to the live stream, guys. Today we're going to be discussing and debating the death of Van Gogh. You stopped watching Donnie Darko for this? What's wrong with you? I'm just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm currently trying to figure out how to get this thing here to work. Oh, thank you. This jacket, it's a custom Burberry. I got it back when I used to have a bunch of money, and hopefully I get a bunch of money again in the future. Okay. Yo, what's up, Manager Matt in the chat? What's good? Woo! Here we go. I think this is finally working the way it's supposed to. And wait for it. Come on, there. Woo! Right, baby. That's what I'm talking about. All right, now go down a little bit more. Up like this. Down there. Righty then. What's up, guys? Today, we debate the death of Van Gogh. Just watched at Eternity Gate last night. Very nice, very nice. What's good, Arnaldo? Hello, Killer Boogie. Two. All right. So, gonna wait till a couple more people get in here. Just gonna do a short little one here. Oh wait, how do I turn on Do Not Disturb? Nah, that's fine. Oh no, I do need to turn on Do Not Disturb. Nah, I'll do it. I'm going to be disturbed. Hold on 1 second, guys. Going to turn on Do Not Disturb. I'll be right back. Okay. Turns out it's way easier to turn on Do Not Disturb than I thought. But yes, fortunately, Van Gogh is dead. What's up, Linux Clinic? How you been? Come here, Matisse. Come here, boy. Say hello. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, it is widely theorized that Van Gogh killed himself, although there are others who feel as though Van Gogh was murdered. Now, he never owned a gun, and he shot himself through the stomach. Did he want to go through pain? Maybe. Maybe not. Page you opened on. Oh, find your own voice. Yeah, you're right. Check that one out. Jerry Saltz. Third night completely so. Hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, Uncle Charlie. Dude, it's hard right now, I know. You got this, doggy. You got this. You got this. Oh, Matisse, someone's got to get their teeth brushed. But yes, before I even say anything, I would love for you guys to. He did cut off his ear, not in the best mental place. No, in fact, Clean Sauce Boss, he did not cut off his ear. That is just a myth. Van Gogh did not cut off his ear. In fact, a lot of people think that it was in a fight that he lost it with Gogh, but he was a good guy. He didn't want to give himself away. He did not cut off his ear. That we know. We don't know if he killed himself or not. I'm right now. I think it's hard. That's why I wanted to discuss it with you guys. Right now, I think that perhaps I think he did kill himself for several reasons, but it's hard. I'm back and forth about it. I'm back and forth about it. Woo. See, wasn't murder nor self-suicide. He asked secretary to do for him an assisted suicide. Really? Okay. All right, Peyton Bryant. Also, maybe a John. No. All right, now Peyton Bryant, you've brought in something interesting. Did you just know? Did you just know that, or did you look that up? Because I was waiting for people with like. That's what I love about these streams is some people know exactly what they're talking about. I love that. I don't want to give away too much. I would love for you guys to do a little bit of research. Open up a separate tab if you can, and you tell me what do you think. Get this out. Because I will say, Van Gogh never owned a gun. Never owned a gun. Why would he? Although, there were those around whom did own a gun, so. Well, any suggestions for owning a gun? Hell yeah, dude. Filmmaking is sick. Uncle Charlie, you might be right about that. For suggestions for getting into art, I would suggest you get this book, How to Be an Artist by Jerry Saltz. I got a lot of use out of it, as you can see. The pages are a little bit stuck together. Maybe I got too much use out of it. I really like art, okay? Had to get another copy, to say, suffice to say. And the reason that I like this book is because it's simple. In fact, some of the pages are, or the chapters, I mean, are short. Very, very short. For instance, like, look at this one. This chapter, chapter 25, and secret conspiracy theory forbid. I like it, Peyton. This chapter 25. Know what you hate. It's probably you. It might be. A lot of artists have problems with themselves. They're working them out. I can speak to that. People always say, "Oh, Van Gogh ate yellow paint because it tastes like sunshine when bright." Exactly, yeah. So Van Gogh was mentally ill his entire life. That's one of the reasons, and his time spent because he had his body was he. That's the thing. He died in bed with loved ones around him, and he didn't say that he shot himself. He never. Oh my God, Swissardy, you're back. You're back with this, dude. Doggy, I love you, Swissardy, but you're gonna. The mods are gonna kick you if you do that shit, bro. But. Yeah, so he died in bed, a very slow, painful death after having been shot in the stomach, and so he wasn't found dead. Although he never said whether he shot himself, it isn't known whether he said he shot himself. Although he did speak to his brother before dying, and his brother probably would have investigated it, and there would have been a lot of a police report or people really looking into it way more if foul play was suspected. And so because of my thoughts on the fact that no one really looked into it and that he came from a very religious background where suicide is considered a terrible, terrible thing to do, I think that maybe he didn't. But also I have in times in my life been like, I think that at this point, I think he did kill himself because he was mentally ill. But yeah, I think that there's been times in my life when I've been like, okay, this is all some sort of conspiracy. Someone else killed him. Yes, no, Bailey, that is another theory, that there was, see, a bunch of kids would go out while he was painting and kind of make fun of him. For instance, there's, guns. Kids' parents had guns. It's thought one of the theories is that kids would go out and shoot to try to scare him, and accidentally one of the bullets accidentally did hit him and shoot him through the stomach. And Van Gogh was a very, very nice guy, and he didn't want to get the kids in trouble. He didn't want to, he wasn't a snitch, okay? Van Gogh was not a snitch. So he decided he wasn't going to tell on him. Thank you, Tina. Saw Philip Gusson painting on one of the pages. Definitely going to get. Hell yeah. All right, Uncle Charlie. You know Philip Guston is one of my favorite painters. I really do love his work. Um, I'm trying to think of anyone in particular. It's really his style. His Van Gogh is the man. Exactly. He shot himself and then proceeded to walk back into the village. So it's like, you could have been like maybe one of the old. There's so many better ways to have had done it. If there's a record of sales from back then, maybe someone killed him to make a profit. Oh, Cammy. Cammy. You're only like 1,000 feet away from me right now. Couldn't you? It's okay. Anyway, hi, Cammy. I'm blushing now. Okay. Let me compose myself. Dude, every time I watch that scene, I literally cry. I'm not kidding you. I watch that scene whenever I'm like, I need a good cry. And then one time I was trying to show my friends it, like, it was a bunch of, like, a lot of my closest friends. I was like, you guys have to see the scene. And I was like, there's no way in front of all my friends. There was like 10 people in there. I was like, I'm not going to cry. I want to show them this great scene. And then it was like Churdleys and Blake Rozier and like a bunch of like people that I love. And then like I turned on the scene and I literally started crying so hard. It was one of the most embarrassing moments I think ever for me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe I'm fucking crying. Like, and people are like, I think Blake was very much, because Blake plays Van Gogh, and so he was touched by it. And Churdley's was kind of just like, this is no, everyone. It was a special moment, but because Blake is my Van Gogh, not just in the series that I play, but in real life, he is really there for me like that. Hell yes, Kawaii Panda 3 Sip, or is it E-Sip? I don't know, Leap, possibly. Okay, what are people saying? Have you heard of Daniel Martin Diaz? No, I have not. I have not heard of him. Is he alive? Because if he's alive, I will not give him the time of day. He is my rival. I only embrace dead artists. Unless they are my students or apprentices, in which case I will train them until they become my rivals. Lol, say quit. It's just Panda. Alright, what's good, Panda? Wee wee wee. No, I love how people in here actually know what they're talking about and understand. All right, Panda Sip. Hell yeah. I know. Brooks-Kossover. Dude, crossing over multiple genres. All right, I'm going to open to a random page on this Jerry Saltz book. I'm going to do what's called Bible dipping. Bible dipping is when you give yourself to the Word of God, close your eyes, and press your finger in. A Bible dip is good for karaoke. Maybe you go to karaoke, you don't know what to sing, you Bible dip. You go, whoosh, you sing that song. So you know what? I'm going to Bible dip using my psychic magnetism, and it will bring myself to this page. My commissions are actually going up right now because of demand, so if you are interested, hit me up in my Instagram. The link is in the description. Banish the shadow realm. Ryan Pinpeen, you are correct. It would not be a self-portrait of your Minecraft skin. It would just be a portrait. For you see, a self-portrait can only be done by oneself, but rookie mistake. No, I'm just kidding. That's actually a lot of things. A lot of people are like, I would love a self-portrait of myself, and I say, then you must do it yourself, because that is what a self-portrait is. And I'm not trying to make you feel like an asshole. Literally, it's the same thing as pronouncing a band the wrong way. You're only gonna do it once. Like I used to be like, oh, I love Bon Iver. Bon Iver is so good. And then it only took one person being like, I believe you mean Bon Iver, for me to be like, I believe I did mean that. In fact, in 6th grade, I was like, oh my God, I was literally the shortest, nerdiest, like, worst kid. Like, the only taste in music I had was Queen, like Pink Floyd, all the shit my dad listened to, Jethro Tull. Like, seriously, I watched anime. I mean, I still do. I'm pretty much the exact same person I was in 6th grade, but honestly, just way nerdier because I had terrible social skills. My parents, they knew that. I went to a private academy in Greensboro, North Carolina called Greensboro Academy. I went to Greensboro Academy for the first until 5th grade, and my parents were like, this little dick needs to really have a taste of life. And so they decided to put me into public school, and that did not go so well for me in 6th grade. I went into the 6th grade, and I was like, what's up, guys? It's me, Brooks, just this cool, regular kid who here watches Inuyasha. Anyone, Toonami? And kids were like, you stupid little idiot. What's wrong with you? Fuck you. You're so gay. And I was like, What? So the moral of the story is I didn't have a very good taste in music compared to everyone else at the time. They were listening to Fall Out Boy, Green Day, Blink-182, and I'll never forget one person was like, "What kind of music do you even listen to, dude?" And I was like, "I don't know, like Blink-183, duh." And they were like, "What?" Sixth grade was not a good year for me. Anyway, we're going to. Yes, no. I'm glad my parents put me into public school. Because of going into public school, it did help my social skills. If I was in an academy my entire life, I would not be where I am today. Anyway, so I'm Bible dipping now into this book, and using my psychic magnetism, I'm hoping that in some ways this is going to answer the question. Sorry, I did not mean to address the book so aggressively. Please, I apologize, Jerry Saltz. Senpai Jerry Saltz. Okay, here we go. My psychic magnetism. I asked the question and... An artwork should express thought and emotion. I contend the two cannot be separated. Your goal as an artist is to use physical materials to make these thoughts and emotions, however simple or complex, accessible to the viewer. Materials have the potential to take on a previously empty space and suffuse it with new meanings, meanings that will continue to transform over time. What could material have to do with Van Gogh's death? Think about it. Now, as has been recently discovered, now a lot of people thought Caravaggio died of a bullet wound. Some people thought he died of syphilis, but his bones weren't actually discovered until very recently, at which point it was discovered after some investigation that there was an immense amount of lead within them. So he most likely did die of lead poisoning. That's what we kind of have come to, like what most people believe today. That's what we think, lead poisoning. And I mean, we know Van Gogh had some lead going on. So perhaps, what's up, Zacharias? Perhaps if we think about material, and material within the context of Van Gogh, I'm trying to find my psychic magnetism here, guys. We can assume that, wait, hold on, you're going to love this, Ryan. We can assume that he probably used colors such as this one, lead tin yellow. Now, the thing with lead tin yellow is, hold on, let me prove a point. Here we have cadmium yellow, a regular yellow, no lead in it. Let us hear the difference as these fall upon the table. You hear this? Now listen to this. Higher pitch. Now, if you can't tell, the paint with lead is significantly heavier and significantly more poisonous. Now, there's a weight, both psychologically, metaphysically, perhaps even existentially, to the medium of oil paint when it has lead in it. For instance, the painter Theodore Géricault and many others, or Theodore Géricault, and there's, I'm not French, okay? And many other painters who died very young deaths in the Romantic era, and other times too, high Baroque in Van Gogh's case, Van Gogh, in Caravaggio's case, they used paint with lead in it, almost everybody did, and it's going to make you go crazy, it's going to probably give you some special kind of cancer, and it's going to make you die young, but die for your art. And what is more romantic than dying for your art? I'm just kidding about eating the lead. I will die for my art, but I will live a good long life first. Anyway, case in point, Van Gogh, he did use the forbidden snack Bailey. He used lead in his paints, and so a lot of people think his psychological traumas and his behavior in general came from the lead poisoning. And the reason I use lead paint is, I really don't need to. Almost no one would even know the difference upon seeing the final image. But lead paint mixes differently. The vibrance of lead tin yellow, it's more vibrant. Like you can look at, when you see Caravaggio's paintings, He always used straight lead white. That was the final thing he did. If you look at Van Gogh, the vibrance of them as they are, even still to this day, it's just the white. The light reflects off it differently. It really does. So yes, I use lead tin because I'm so well versed in the material. I know the difference between it. But I promise you, if you're just starting oil painting, you probably will not be able to tell the difference between these two colors. But I use both of them because I know how to use them. It's like, it's like using weapons. You can pick up a samurai sword, you can cut off someone's head with a samurai sword, but are you truly well versed in the Hiten Mitsurugi style? Can you draw your blade with godlike speed and use the Amakakaru Ryu no Hirameki? I doubt it. But when you are well versed within the blade and the style, it becomes all the more glorious. And so many, many, many hours of oil painting have brought me to this point where I understand the material within the context of history as well as the context of my own personal practice. Now, I would say that Bible dipping into Jerry Salt's book and going to the page about material brings us to this sort of sidekick spot where I'm thinking the lead that was in Van Gogh's paint, somehow caused him to go crazy, and maybe he did kill himself, or maybe it was assisted suicide. I don't know. Thoughts? I'm here for thoughts, guys. Give it to me straight. Did Van Gogh kill himself? Was he suicidal because of the lead paint, or was it the absinthe that he drank, the Green Fairy, as it has been called by many people? It's a drink at the time which used wormwood, mind you, known to have psychedelic properties. A lot of people said that he would drink it, you would see the Green Fairy per se, which is where it got its name. He was a crazy man. We cannot deny this. This we know. He painted Starry Night, which has how many stars? First person to put it in the chat. First person to put how many stars in the chat wins a prize. How many stars in Starry Night, guys? You'll never forget this. Only the first person who gets it, you're not going to forget this. All 43 of you, you will never ever forget. Again, how many stars are in Starry Night? Both of you, not one, not 83, not you guys. You are just the worst. Like, oh, okay, that is true. At least, okay, I love you guys for this. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. Gumby Druckers. Correct. 11 stars in Starry Night, which does bring me to. Which does bring me to another thing within the context of art history. Almost every famous artist adheres to this rule. As you will see, I do as well. You look at any of my paintings, you count the blades of grass, you count the stars, you count anything. It is always an odd number. Why is that? I don't know. That's what true artists know, though. Every time there is a number of anything within a painting, it must be odd. I don't know if it's some sort of like freaking... Like, look, I didn't make the rules, okay? I just adhered to them. So yes, no matter what, unless you're trying to be some sort of rebel, stupid, not even real artist and use even amount of things, or if you don't know, that's okay. But now you guys know, and none of you will ever forget that there are 11 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 stars in Starry Night, and artists only use odd numbers if they're real artists. That's a fact. Also, I digress. I wanted to talk about Van Gogh and his insanity and why I think he did actually end up committing suicide. Because Starry Night with 11 stars, don't forget guys, 11 stars, 11 stars. He painted the Starry Night from the window of an asylum. He was checked into it, and he was able to like come and go. It wasn't one of those things where he was like wrapped up, but he was in a mental institution when he painted that painting. And one of the most interesting things about it, and one of the things that makes me love Van Gogh so much, is the fact that the town you see, thank you AS, dude. I appreciate the donations. Always appreciate the donations. Because of you guys, I'm able to have this studio. I've got my I'm not streaming through my Streamlabs setup normally, but like I normally like to do. But right now, this is just I am trying to do a 1 hour, at least 1 hour long stream every day except Sunday. Sundays I'll be my Cammy, my sweet Cammy. She gave me the idea to do paintings, small paintings, where I'll probably be doing that soon, where you guys can donate and I'll do little paintings, and if you pay for shipping, I'll send them. I will start doing that very soon because that is the best idea ever. She's so smart and the greatest. And anyway, stop it. I'm losing my train of thought here, Cammy. So yeah, the Starry Night, right. So one of the greatest things about Van Gogh is through his mania, he saw things that, not only did he see things that were there in a different way, but he saw things that were not there and fabricated things within reality. So for instance, in Starry Night, you see a little village. Go ahead and pull up the painting if you want to in a separate tab. You see a little village there nestled amongst these swirling stars and visceral green trees that jut through the composition. And in that tiny little sector down there, you see a village. A village. That village is not there. That village is completely made up by Van Gogh in all of his glory and beauty. And yeah, can we just take a moment to appreciate that? That you look at Starry Night, you thought, oh, he's just like sitting there doing a little plein air painting, like he painted a village, the stars, Van Gogh, cool, whatever. No, there is depth to it. That village there did not exist. He painted that from an insane asylum. Those stars, there were probably more than 11 of them, guys. Let's be honest. But Starry Night, what a beautiful painting. What an insane man. All right, now I'll turn it to you guys. I've been talking too much. Let's hear what the audience has to think about this whole thing. That it's a cool shirt. Is there not? This shirt says Hollywood on it. Woo! No, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. That's a very good song, Starry, Starry Night. In fact, I would recommend Loving Vincent. For those of you who have not seen Loving Vincent is a well, not new. I believe it came out 4 years ago, maybe 4 years ago it came out. It's a film where every single frame is painted in the style of Van Gogh, and so literally the entire movie, it's like an animation, and they're all different paintings. So it's called Loving Vincent, and this is actually one of the first movies which actually subscribes to the theory that Van Gogh did in fact not kill himself. Cryptic future. I like that. That's a good thought. So he felt as though he was experiencing an absence of creativity, which is interesting because some people think that some of his final paintings, for instance, there's a painting of, do you like rap or no? I like some rap. I like, in fact, no, I don't like any music. Music sucks. Music is the worst, except for the music Cammy reviews. Anyway, so, yeah, I don't know if it was for lack of creativity that Van Gogh killed himself. Although artists are hard on themselves, and Van Gogh, you have to understand, Van Gogh believed in his work so much. He fought for his work, and every artist who was anything at the time, all of the avant-garde, everyone like Seurat, Gauguin, all these different artists, they all knew who Van Gogh was. Van Gogh was a very well-known artist in his time, but only amongst his peers, only amongst his contemporaries. Every artist looked and was even inspired by Van Gogh, which a lot of people don't realize because he never experienced success in his lifetime. No. Well, sea shanties, yes. No. Can we get a sea shanty going in the chat? Can we get a sea shanty? What do you do with the drunken sailor? No, I'm not Van Gogh reincarnated, Tina. I am. I channel him though. Oh, thank you, Stav. C700. Do you know about Wesley Willis? No, I don't. I do not know. How old am I? I am 28. 28 years old, which I know it's not an odd number. Calm down, guys. Every other year, I have a lapse of artistic judgment. This is one of those years. 29 is going to be a great year. A great year. He's crystal meth reincarnated. It does seem like I'm on drugs all the time, which is great because I'm not at all. But it's good to seem like I'm on drugs and I'm completely sober. I will go for that. Van Gogh is known to have a mood disorder, which is one of the effects of lead poisoning. You're right, Chad Richards. He was known to have that. These are facts. These are facts. Yep, I've been sober now. You can look at my new video. I've been sober now for over a month. I've got my new studio set up. I'm feeling amazing. And yeah, it's all thanks to you guys because I have found that, nope, I am prescribed Adderall, but I stopped taking Adderall as well because I found that taking Adderall then led me to want to drink and do pretty much just other things too, just because my mind like would be on one path, and then I would no longer be affected by the drug, and then I would want to do something else. And so, although I do have ADD, which might be apparent, I no longer take my Adderall. I didn't usually stream when I was on Adderall because I get very into my own head, but then I would drink a lot of times on stream afterwards. Yes, Vincent is a lot like Edgar Allan Poe, who died without imagining what his work would represent in the future. But Vincent is also not like Edgar Allan Poe because he was not a practicer of incest. He also didn't live in Baltimore, Maryland. One of the... I'm not going to say anything about Baltimore, Maryland. Except for that Vincent Van Gogh did not live in Baltimore, Maryland. Yes, so I don't think I could have remained sober unless I had such an incredible network of people supporting me through my streams and videos and Instagram, and like really it was yes, Vincent Van Gogh didn't start painting until really it was well he was I think he was actually 30 or cuz 36 yeah or 29. I think he was a little bit older than me when he first went to Borinage. If someone wants to look that up, he went to Borinage, a coal mining district in Belgium, and when he went down there, that's when he first really started painting because he was affected. Yes, California sober means you still smoke weed. I do not smoke weed. I didn't even really smoke weed that much before the before sobriety because it gives me anxiety. No, I know, Drew. I'm just saying, Van Gogh did not live in Baltimore. That's all I'm saying. Where is Dino? I'll tell you where Dino is. Dino's mom's birthday is happening. So he's like, I can't come into the studio. It's my mom's birthday. Dino, you are failing me as an apprentice. I don't care about your mom's birthday. I care about you being one of the greatest oil painters of all time. But that's okay. I'll forgive Dino just this once. Because DZ came in today, and DZ did a great job. DZ did charcoal. He's starting out. Apprentice Dino he has not even been allowed to touch a paintbrush yet. He hasn't gotten to that point. You don't start with a paintbrush. You start by learning how to clean my brushes first of all. Then you learn how to scrape the palette. Then you have to hike up a mountain and get to a place and draw. Then you wipe your drawing down. I have an entire method, okay? And if you join my Discord and Patreon, I will be releasing the first part of that method on Friday and be uploading on Mondays and Fridays every single day henceforth. And the reason that I know I'm going to be doing that is because I didn't think I could ever become sober, and then I put it out there and everyone is holding me to it, and I love it. It was stressful at first, but I find that through teamwork and through us all coming together, anything is possible. Teamwork makes the dream work. Dude, exactly. Wax on, wax off. It's important. It was under the tutelage of Chandra Majumdar. Yeah, thank you very much, Nicholas. It was under the tutelage of Chandra Majumdar that I first realized the intensity of what it meant to be a painter. Because you see some of my earlier paintings, like from high school. Kimmy, hi. Anyway, you should see some of my oil paint. Yeah, oil paint is expensive. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I went to a private atelier where I was taught the classical methods. I know Ryan knows a lot about that. And so up until high school, I had an education from age 12 until age 18, the classic methods of painting classically. As I did with like the reason I compose is because from ages 6 until 14. Thank you, Jake, for the $5. 6 until 14, I was forced into piano lessons, which I hated at the time, but in hindsight, I'm very appreciative for. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Daddy. Anyway, yes, so I was trained classically, and then from then on, I went to college, and it wasn't until my tutelage under the incredible master, level 98 painter, Chandra Majumdar, who, oh my God, I had what was called Painting 1 with him, more like Painting 10, all right? It was a 6-hour course, the first year of college, and you know how you're like, oh, some people, they're like, they do a painting in like a month, and they're like, oh, I did a painting. We had to do 5 paintings a week at least, amongst a lot of other research. Like, you need to go through a lot of shit before you even start to understand anything. about painting whatsoever. You need to take all of your preconceived notions of what painting was before, and you need to learn about every, because like, look, if you're going to show me a painting, a Cy Twombly painting, where you write your name really terribly, like 10 times on a canvas, you need to tell me why you did that. You need to tell me the history behind art getting to that point where that is now able to be taken seriously. And you need to tell me exactly how, Mudflap. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, Mudflap. Yes. And you really need to, all right. Nice to meet you too, Drunk Brian. But you could also show me a classical painting. And the problem with the people that when I first went into college, I was trained classically, and so I saw paintings by Rauschenberg. I saw paintings by Gerhard Richter and his ladder. Like I've seen, even paintings by Gogh, and I saw Chaim Soutine, and I was like, dude, these are fucking terrible. Like those, what the hell is wrong with these fucking stupid ass painters? Cezanne, are you kidding me? This is shit. But here's the thing. Cezanne was a shit painter, but he is called the father of modernism because he had such a vast knowledge of art history, as did Picasso, who came many years after. He had such a vast knowledge of art history up until that point. He knew exactly how to push the zeitgeist of art forward. He knew exactly everything he had to do and how to defend himself. He might not have been an incredible draftsman. He might not have been an incredible person when it comes to like drawing things representationally. You can look at his perspective. It's just all wrong. But here's the thing. He was so smart and he was so knowledgeable. He was able to convince the critics of his day and all of his contemporaries that what he was doing was the right way. And so a terrible painter then became one of the most important painters to ever exist. And so Cezanne, I would say, changed the art world. He pushed art forward. And if it wasn't for Cezanne, we wouldn't have had we wouldn't have had artists like Picasso, or we wouldn't have had artists like Matisse. And if it wasn't for Matisse and Picasso, we wouldn't have artists like Dali. And if it wasn't like artists like Dali, we wouldn't have artists today like fucking Damien Hirst and Jeff Koons and the like. And I'm serious when I say that. Like Jeff Koons, the highest selling living artist of our generation. He was obsessed with fucking Dali. Now, I have always hated Dali, but similarly to the reason I hate Dali is specifically because I'm one of those guys that if everyone likes something, I'm like, whatever, man. That's like not even that cool. And so I always kind of was like not into Dali, but I do tip my hat to what he did for art history, and I accept his place within it because you have to understand Dali was one of the last artists, painters in particular, oil painters in particular, who had a stage in pop culture. Like he was upon the stage of pop culture. Everyone knew who Dali was. He made videos. He was on TV shows. He same with Picasso. They were deeply ingrained into pop culture, and they were true through and through artists. People are like, oh, but what about Bob Ross? Isn't he an oil painter who is ingrained in pop culture? Yes. He was an oil painter ingrained in pop culture, but was Bob Ross truly a painter? In a sense, yes, he was an incredible draftsman. He had a talent at doing one thing, but beyond that, do you see an abstract painting by Bob Ross? Do you see a still life? You have to understand, he mastered a technique and he brought it to the masses, and for that, I love Bob Ross. I want to bring oil painting to the masses, but I want to put it in a different package, all right? I want people, I'm not going to say, oh, that doesn't look realistic. No. Try it again. No, I'm going to say that doesn't look realistic. Why doesn't that look realistic? What artist influenced you to make that mark there? Even though prospectively speaking, it should be there. And if you can convince me that the way that you're doing it is right and back up everything that you do, I'm convinced. And I think that it's knowledge that gives you power within art. And that's why you have artists that dumb ass motherfuckers walk in, they get too close, the security guard's like, hey, you're too close to that painting. And they're like, wow, whoa, very sorry. My child could have done this. In fact, oh, my kid's right there stepping on the Carl Andre sculpture. Guys, your kid could not have done the Jackson Pollock painting. Your kid has no context of art history whatsoever. Your kid knows nothing. Your kid is a stupid idiot. Go to the science center, all right? Your kid is not supposed to belong. If you bring your child to the art museum, you need to know, you need to make sure that you're teaching them not to touch things. Please, please. I love kids, but I hate parents that don't make their kids into good children, all right? Knowledge. Ty Lopez. Anyway, I feel like we're not even talking about Van Gogh at all anymore. Um, Anyone want to say anything? What do you consider your best work? I hate all of my work equally. Yes, I was a teacher at a private school. Upon graduating college, I was an art teacher. I love the kids. I love kids. I like working with them, and it's so interesting working with children because they've like the non-compartmentalization of their minds is fascinating and almost like contagious in a weird way. Like working with people who are so naturally creative because they have had so little experience helps reflect upon you and your creativity. So that's how I feel like I grow when teaching someone who is much older. I grow because I am talking about my own practices and processes and how like I think inside my like process today. And then teaching someone who's younger, you learn way more because you're seeing how they approach and you're seeing like a raw young mind. And so see, how do you feel about art forms outside painting? Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a musician, so I love music. In fact, Cammy and I are going. I'm go. I This is something that I've been wanting to do, but Cammy and I are going to do live streams, um, soon. Where you everyone go follow her. My mods. Can you put link Cammy's playlist, please, in the chat? Cause everyone keeps telling me to like review their music and like do all that, and I'm going to do that on Discord with Cammy, but I'm not very good at reviewing music, so I need her help. So someone please link her freaking YouTube, so that you subscribe to her, so that she is able to make money, so that she can stay in the country and not have to go back to Brazil. Please, guys, help me. But thank you, Shaw. Thank you. No, no, no. There should be a link to my Discord in the description. Actually, my Discord is linked to my Patreon. No, Cammy, you're not supposed to have heard that. Hey, what's up, guys? Brooks is no longer in the stream. It's just me, Matisse, talking. La 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 la. I don't think he likes this. Do you like this, Matisse? Do you like this? If you like it, give me a kiss. Okay, he does not like it. Okay. I'm sorry. He's so angry. But he's so cute. He's a good boy. You guys want to watch Matisse do some tricks? Check this one out. Hey, Matisse. Hey. Oh, that's Lola. Now he's mad because his big sister came. Hey, Loli. Oh, hey, Lola. What? Am I giving you attention now? Oh, what? All right. Look at them. But yes. So, anyway, we will be, yes, we will be freaking reviewing music. I'll be doing it with her help via my Discords very soon, to be announced. I'll announce it several days prior. So if you follow my Instagram, I'll put it on my story a couple times. So follow that freaking Instagram and watch my story, and you will see when we do that. Because yes, I know a lot of people have hit me up asking about music and long form art, and then maybe I'll get Lua or some of my other friends that do video, and we'll review your videos. But the thing is, with long form art such as video and music, it's just like I want to do that separate from my art critiques that I do, because critiquing an image is so different. Like I'll critique like a GIF or something that's like a repetitive like short thing, because it is in a sense just it's a moving image. But when it's something that's longer than like 30 seconds, really even longer than 10 seconds, then it becomes a whole different thing. So. But I will be doing it. And I will announce it on my Instagram once I figure out when. Well, what are you doing over there, girl? That's an aesthetic. That is a concept right there. All right. Good luck in school, Cryptic Future. What genre of music do I like and do not like? I like all genres of music, and I hate all genres of music. I have a very weird relationship with music because, as I've discussed before, let's see. Oh, any Japanese artists who were the Hiroshige? Well, I would just say, just in general, um, that I'm inspired by Van Gogh, who was inspired by a lot of like artists who did woodblock prints. Oh, Cammy, you shut the frick up right now, you gosh dang it. You're right. In fact, I refute all other music that is not Imagine Dragons. I go on record as saying that. But genre is a myth. Oh, Cola, I agree. In fact, I would recommend anyone right now, if you want to listen to some genre bending music, go look up the musician Cola. It's Co-Law. He's an incredible musician, one of my favorites. His name is Matt Papich. I've met him in Baltimore. Um, we have some interesting history, but where can you buy my paintings? You can go on my Instagram and hit me up in the DMs. I will, if you are asking about painting like commissions, I will respond to you. Definitely at some point. I get a lot of random freaking messages I have to sift through, but I do look through all of them. A lot of them a lot of them I don't respond to, but I do look through all of them. So if you are trying to commission something, go ahead and slide into those DMs, and then any business inquiries or anything, just painting with Brooks business goes to my manager, and he will handle that. Because when I see a bunch of words, I'm like, no, nope, no words, no words. What's your opinion on concept art? Oh, I do love. I need to have my foot. Oh, I didn't even notice that is Modigliani. Oh, I love Modigliani, dude. Modigliani, incredible artist. He specifically kind of just the eyes of Modigliani painting and the way that you look at it, and it is a reflection of humanity. All right, that's a deep cut, Jimmy Tortola. But Modigliani's paintings, they're such a human, like anthropological quality to the way that you approach it. And it feels like, okay, this is a person. There's a rich sort of understanding of that, but almost in a way that you know that a caveman on a wall is a person. It's like, that is what I am, but that is not really what I look like. And I think that him and Edvard Munch and other artists like Chaim Soutine, as well as what's another good example? There's a lot of artists who really did work around that time that I feel like it didn't look like people, but it looked like it's what you would say. It wasn't like the uncanny valley, you know. It's like it's not what people look like, but that is a person, and he did it in such a beautiful way. Like if you've ever seen any of Modigliani's portraits in person, then the level 96 a panda. Oh, I don't, James. Of that. Oh, you're talking about that's Alex Kanevsky's paintings. I don't know, really. I think that was a weird figure that Alex Kanevsky did. He's level 96. I think that's the one you're referring to. Alex Kanevsky's a great painter, but honestly, he uses a little bit too much white. Apparently, he painted the eyes all black for people whose souls he didn't know. Interesting. Yeah, see, when I paint, if you're watching my videos, you'll know that one of the first things I do is I paint the eyes because it gives that person their soul. And it's true that eyes are the gateway or windows into a person's soul. If you can capture someone's eyes, then you really know that that's them. And so I start with the eyes because then I feel it's the same way why I've been able to stay sober. And I announced that I was going to do something because when I put that into the world and there's other people who are also holding me to that, then like it wants me, I want to keep going. And so psychologically, along that same route, I would say that painting the eyes, once I see that person on the painting and I know that that's them, then I must continue it. And I must, because if I were to paint everything in the eyes last, then I would get bored. I would be like, I don't know who this is. This is a soulless husk of something that I'm just like drabbling mud onto. But once those eyes go onto it, it's like, that is this person. And now I must discover who they are. That and also the fact that I paint dark to light and back to front. What is the darkest point of almost any person? The pupils. And what is the furthest thing back inside of the head? The eyes. So, back to front, dark to light. Thank you, Jimmy Tortula. All right, we got 10 more minutes on the stream, guys. Hour-long stream every day except Sunday at some point. A lot of times they'll be longer because they're going to be Streamlabs through my studio setup while I'm actually painting. Other times they'll just sort of be conversationally like this. I am going to be uploading one lesson a week, which is going to be linked to, you can gain experience and levels and earn badges, like in the game Pokemon. And if you do that, then, because that's what this whole arm is about. I'm going to be making a video about my arm too, but people are like, what's up with all your weird tattoos, man? And this is the Brachium Dea. It's a tattoo, this is the arm of a, well, technically, now that I'm level 75, I need to add on the sigils that represent that. Like this right here, all of this, it's going to be filled in now that I'm level 75. And once I reach level 100, the arm, like the fact, I don't know if I'm going to be able to reach level 100 in my lifetime. That's the goal. But once I do, I'm easily going to be within my 80s, possibly 90s. Because once it gets to like the 70s, if I level up like once a year, that would be that. It's very, very difficult. You kind of, once you get to level 75, you can take an apprentice, but you're gonna have to gain do a lot of quests, is all I'm saying. Because I can only teach someone up to level 50 right now. Once I become level 100, I can teach somebody up to level 75. Oh, Cammy, thank you. Are you going to still like me when I'm 80 years old, Cammy? That's the question. Oh yes, in fact, there are several level 100 painters living today, such as Alex Katz. Alex Katz is a level 100 painter, spelled Alexkatz. Alex Katz is a level 100 painter. Philip Perlstein is a level 100 painter. Philip Perlstein. Yayoi Kasama, Japanese painter. She's a level 100 painter. Who else? Gerhard Richter. Gerhard Richter is a level 100 painter. And they're all, if not, they're all mostly in their 80s, some 90s, I believe. No other artists, no other artists use my system. No other artists use my system. I invented the system, but I am able to determine what other artist levels are, and this pisses off a lot of people. I'm like, you're level 12, and they're like, how dare you? I'm like, look, I'm only speaking because I know the truth. Gerhard Richter is the GOAT. And one of the reasons why Gerhard Richter is such a powerful painter is because you see his paintings now, you see his process, how he drags paint across this glass-like surface, that's taken like decades for him to be able to find. And when you look at his paintings from when he was in his 20s, in his 30s, they're, I'm not even going to tell you. Gerhard Richter, look him up and see his progression from his early years, and then of course there's some artists too. A lot of artists reached level 100 before they died. If you want to know how you level up, you do then get on my Patreon, and also I do have a video that kind of explains it. It's called How to Paint. Shaw or one of my mods, can you link it? It's called Learn How to Paint the Fun Way, or Learn How to Oil Paint the Fun Way, I believe is what it's called. And that's kind of a basic introduction to what my Patreon is going to be, but I have been working a lot more on some of the specifics. I've linked it to my Discord. Everyone who is a Patreon member will have their own, if you pay $5 a month, then you get access to all my Patreon stuff, but you have to pay $10 a month to be able to have interaction with me. Oh, dude, Van Gogh was goated. He was level 100 when he died. Trust me, dude. Trust me. Van Gogh. Oh, well, the thing is, Van Gogh kind of grinded towards the end of his life. He was like one of those dudes on World of Warcraft who goes to the same area and does raid after raid after raid after raid after raid. He doesn't live a healthy life, but he lives the life of an authentic painter. Opinion on using digital art program to emulate oil. Now, I think that what I love about digital art is that it is something that it pushes art forward. A lot of traditionalists will refute it and say digital art is in fact not art at all. It's his ear sacrifice. A lot of people don't think digital art is art, and I disagree. I am always looking for ways for art to push forward in the world, and I think that is Ziachi from YouTube? My friend works for that guy. Is that the dude from Humble House? I don't know too much about it. If it's the dude from Humble House, my friend works there for him, and I don't know about the Mr. Beast collab. Also, now my train of thought is completely derailed. I'm very ADD, you see, so I try to explain things as quickly as possible. Perhaps the paint fumes are putting me in like a why is my train of thought derailed? No, it's all good, Shaw. I have my one of my disciples, Errol, has done thumbnails for all of my episodic series, and I'm going to be putting that out very soon. Lead tin white, haha, or the off course. I'll do it. Cammy, say something, or I'm gonna do. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gaslighting you. All right, shall we once again Bible dip into how to be an artist? This is for you, Senpai Jerry Saltz. Look. You know how some people are like, they're like, oh my god, like they get starstruck. I don't get okay. All right, thank you, Cammy. Thank you. I'm actually going to art school for a concept art degree. Oh hell yes, dude. I'm sorry, Brett. I don't do murals. After my experience with Bryce Hall and the what's it called, Sway House. After my Sway House experience, you can go on to Drama Alert and look up the episode Bryce Hall Scams Artist. And when you look up the Bryce Hall Scams Artist episode, you will understand why I do not paint murals, and I will never paint another mural, not even for my friends, unfortunately. I will not design tattoos. I don't really draw. I just paint. I will make you a painting, though. I will make you so many paintings. I will make you a painting of anything you want. If the price is right, the paint is tight. That's a rhyme for you. Okay. If you ran into Philip Pearlstein in the street, would you be starstruck? Well, I would never do that because Philip Pearlstein probably hardly leaves his house, especially in this pandemic world. And if he did, he would be in his wheelchair. And I don't think Philip Pearlstein. How much for an oil pastel? I don't do oil sometimes I'll use oil pastels for under layers of paintings, like or there are times what I do. I do have an oil pastel technique where I create like oil transfers from time to time with oil pastels, but I don't do pastels. I only do paintings. What happened? Brooks got scammed by some of these rags. It's a long story. Watch the Drama Alert episode and you'll know. Yo, what's good, DX? Would you ever do an album cover, art for musician? Yes, I am doing an album cover right now. And just someone's paying me to do it. It is an apprentice of mine who once was, but is no longer. They've taken a break and they're focusing on music, and I respect that. Whenever I'm not feeling inspired by art, then I turn to music or or writing or really any other form of expression that I can, because I always gotta be doing something. If it's not painting, then it's something else. So anyway, I've got less than 3 minutes now, 2 minutes now left in the stream. Any more things, questions, whatever, hit me with them now, guys. Got 2 minutes left. Well, I mean, whatever you did, like the Leo and Danny one, or the one that was a. Oh yeah, this one up here. That one. Yeah, I did those. But what is it? I am 28 years old. 28 years old. And I will become level 100 before the time I hit 90 years old. I guarantee it. Although, it's probably going to take a long time. How do you prevent burnout? The key to preventing yourself from burning out is drink a lot of water. I'm just kidding. I really don't know. I really don't know. Every time I've ever felt burnt out, I've switched over to doing music or something else, basically. I'm going to send you a lo-fi playlist. Oh, hell yes, Airstyle. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Christina. I like lo-fi, but I also hate lo-fi. I'm very confused. What's up, Lou? You came at the very best time because there's only 47 more seconds in the stream because I've got to do things to prevent burnout, such as meditate, sleep, read. Currently, I would recommend every year I reread The Picture of Dorian Gray. You look inside. I have you can even look inside. I circle different area, or there's certain areas that you'll see is look at it. I always wonder because I'll underline certain in certain years I'll underline sentences, and I'm like, okay, why did I underline this? For instance, I wish I had, for as sure as there's God in heaven, if he ever does you any wrong, I shall kill him. Why did I underline that? Well, actually, I'm gonna let the stream go a little bit longer because I must tell you the story of Sybil Vane. Dorian Gray. If anything, this will be something that gets you to read the book Picture of Dorian Gray. Now, Sybil Vane represents something much greater than just the character she plays. She represents something much deeper and literary, rhetorically, I suppose you could say. And Sybil Vane is the love interest in the Picture of Dorian Gray, who Dorian falls in love with Sybil Vane when he hears her sing and he sees her play on the stage. But no, it wasn't singing. I'm sorry, it was Shakespeare. So it wasn't an opera. It was just he saw her act, and he saw her in this like beautiful romantic Shakespearean play, and he fell in love with her immediately. But then when she fell in love with him too, Dorian was he went to go see her perform again, and since she was in love with him, she could no longer pretend to be in love on stage, and she could no longer perform in the way that he had. That the reason he fell in love with her was because she was such an incredible actor. And so Sybil Vane, after Dorian no longer was interested in her, was left heartbroken and ultimately ended up committing suicide because of that. And that was Dorian's descent into darkness, the darkness which came about by his eternal youth given to him by the painting. I'm going to leave it at that because it's a heavy book. And Dorian is kind of the perfect example of a protagonist that slowly becomes the antagonist with it all within the same book. And it has a stunning ending, might I say. Shocking. No, maybe not shocking, but yes. I like the Picture of Dorian Gray because I find it to be something that I'm always struggling with, youth, the loss of youth, the beauty, like understanding beauty that comes from more than just what's on the outside, but there's also, it goes deeper and deeper the more times I read it. It not only is it a book about a painting, it's incredible. Oscar Wilde is a wild motherfucker, that's for sure. You should just read about him in general and here in his life. But no, Dorian Gray is a very terrible, terrible person. If anything, he's the anti-hero. He's someone that you read the book and he's a reflection of what certain things in society and certain things that any human being has access to or could do, would do. And what's interesting about Oscar Wilde is he goes into such florid details about things such as what jewelry someone's wearing or what you might find on a table. But then when it comes to the things you really want to know about, like for instance, an interaction that takes place between two characters and is very cryptically hinted at within dialogue, he leaves that completely blank. And it's up to the it's up to the reader to decide what to film what's happening, and so he asks something of the reader, which is what a lot of people at the time did not do. Anyway, oh yes, oh my god, I love Don Quixote, dude. Yes, haha. But I can't talk about Don Quixote right now because my grandfather is an artist. I come from a family of artists, and he did an entire series on Don Quixote. It's an incredible book, Cervantes. Oh my god, don't. I will say, read I'm going over the time of the stream. Don Quixote is incredible. But Cervantes was one of the first authors to ever sort of make comedy out of self-loathing. For instance, there's a scene towards the beginning of Don Quixote where there's a pile of, there's villagers burning a pile of books, and one of the books within the pile is actually a book by Cervantes that he is within the context of his own story burning one of his books. The meta qualities of that, the self it's hilarious. It's like that's funny shit. And for when that book was written, way ahead of its time. Anyway, guys, I've gone over time here because I love talking to you and you ask very interesting questions. But I've got things I've got to do, but I should make a Don Quixote painting, shouldn't I? Anyway, like and subscribe and come back because I love you guys. Are the best. And night, y'all. How do I end the stream? All right, end the stream.